الناس لبعض بيوت وياما احنا عدينا محنة ومحنة ياما وكان الأرض واحدة وواحدة ملامحنا بالحب وحده قدرنا على أيام من أي دين بنوحد الديان صبيان حارتنا بجاية وفروحة ساعة صار القلب لما يروح وعيون ورا شبابك مفتوحة بتغني ويا الستار مش شوق يا هل ترى هتاخدنا فين يا زمان
الحلو القصر الحيلو طعم لبنان مأصل لا تتعبوا تسألوا عروكسي يلا تفضل اطلب منا وتدلل الحلو عنا مشكل كوكتيل كنافي وبوزة أطيب أرجيل معسل دي 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 عصر الحلو يا رودي جيتك يا وسيمو
للأعياد وللأعراس اطلب على العين وعلى الراس شو ما بتطلب من لبيك الخدمة تسر قلوب الناس.
Castle Suites, Shop 3195 Sumter Road, Kullaroo. Telephone 9305-2149.
Hello, it's Jerry Guirguis here from 87.6 on Middle East Radio, and we're just going to have a pretext before we go live with fadya Alameddine. She's going to be launching her book tomorrow, Sunday at 11 o'clock at Frankston Library, so we're very excited to get the opportunity to actually speak and have a conversation with fadya.
Safe and Easy Driving School.
بدكم تتعلموا السواقة وتحصلوا على رخصة القيادة وتكونوا واثقين بسواقتكم ما إلكن غير.
Safe and Easy Driving School.
لتعليم القيادة والحصول على رخصة القيادة بطريقة آمنة وبأسعار مثالية. $45 للساعة الواحدة.
$45 per hour per lesson.
كما يقدم عرض مغري. احجزوا 5 دروس قيادة واحصلوا على الدرس السادس مجانا.
Book in 5 lessons and you get 1 for free. Safe and Easy Driving School.
لصاحب السيد عزة الطالب تليفون
0425 800 130. Safe and Easy Driving School 0425 800 130.
وعلى مهلك سوق بكرة الدنيا تروح.
Hello and welcome to 87.6 FM on the Middle East Radio. My name is Jerry Guirguis, and hopefully we've got on the line Alameddine. Hi, have we got fadya on the phone?
Good evening, Jerry. Yes, fadya Alameddine.
Oh, hello fadya, how are you? I can just hardly hear you at the moment. That's a little bit better. I can hear you in a right well. Yes. Thank you so much for allocating your time this evening. I believe tomorrow is a big day. You're going to be at Frankston Library at 11 o'clock,
Yes.
where you're going to be launching your book.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm quite excited. And thank you so much, Jerry, and for AHMED SOBH for having me on Middle Eastern Radio today.
Yes.
I feel very privileged, and thank you for your time.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Let me just talk about a little bit about Alameddine. I'm just fascinated by your surname. Your surname actually translates into pain of faith.
Yeah, or the teachings of the faith. Alam is the teachings of the faith as well. Alameddine, which is interesting. In essence, originally we were actually Fakhruddin.
Oh, Fakhruddin, yes.
Which is quite like the kings and the. I don't want to, exaggerate like any. But yeah, Alameddine, I'm very proud to have that surname.
Absolutely. Now, for our listeners here on Middle East Radio, we just, I know we're going to be talking about the book just a little bit, and we can get the synopsis.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Just in a nutshell, are you Australian born or overseas born? And
yes, Australian born and bred.
Yep.
Fed income Aussie. Yes.
Yep. Okay. And for our audience, we're happy to ask how old you are, roughly in what age category, because you can never ask us.
Yeah, sure. I'm a 70s child, so 42.
Right, okay. Now, fadya, you obviously, you're an author by profession, or what do you do?
No, actually, that's like my hobby. I love writing, so I actually work in the aged care industry.
Right,
at
okay.
An aged care facility, caring for the aged, so a personal care attendant, which I call now Preach Compassion Always. So
Yes.
I've changed it to PCA, Preach Compassion Always. And also I'm a diversional therapist, so I have 2 titles at work. I organise activities for the aged. And I love my job. So
I know, I know, being in that profession and, all the social workers and all the nurses and all the profession, professional bodies that actually encapsulates a lot of these wonderful people. We owe all our utmost passion for these people, because they do have a wonderful ethic about an ethos about looking after the elderly.
Yeah.
And
Thank
we
you
all-
so much. You've said that very well. And yeah, you have to be a caring person in order to, and have that compassion, and really have passion to go to work. And the majority, like all the workers that I work amongst, are that way inclined. They love their work, and they go to work with a passion and are caring for, people in general.
Fadya, again here on the Middle East Radio, we we look at some of the fantastic people that inspire us, and you're one of them.
Oh, thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that.
Is this your first book, and hopefully it's not your last?
Yeah, certainly won't be my last. I've already started writing the second book.
Right.
But, the main aim is to get Deep Within out there.
Right.
So it's about the message. It's really nothing monetary.
Yeah.
It's about the message.
Yes.
And I really haven't made any, I shouldn't really discuss money. But, yeah, it's about, sending the message across to the world.
Fadya, I always quite often on another radio station, I get a number of participants, and we get authors of all kinds, and I always ask the hard question: how did you go about getting your publishers or a publisher, and how did you?
Yeah.
Are you happy to talk about your publisher, because it's part?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, we all have a past and we all have struggles.
Yes.
And I'm one of them. And I'm like a ball that's been bounced from one spectrum to the other spectrum. So basically, yeah. But that's made me stronger. That's
Yes.
actually all these rejections from literary agents that didn't believe in me and said,
Yes.
oh, that's a theology and we're not interested, or is this a teacher-student relationship book? And that's
Right.
we don't want to delve into there. And
Yes,
I have
yes.
met ample rejection, but that's only, that made me stronger and want to fight harder, and I have had to.
Oh.
And if you really do want to know, I had to self-publish. And
Yes.
the reason was that I thought the only person that can back me is myself. Really, I thought something deep in a little whisper in my
Yes.
mind said, hey, no one's going to help you here.
Exactly.
You've got to help you. You want it out there?
Correct.
You've got to fight for it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's Jerry. For anyone that's writing a book, do it. Your dreams, you can do it. Fight. Your ball. If you're a ball, you're just going to bounce harder. They're going to knock you back. You're going to just, Muhammad Ali. Whatever you want to use, Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Carl Sagan. I have so much people that I aspire to become. Scientists. And just from the young and the old, everybody's talented. Everyone has something. You just got to find it and reach deep within your core, and you can find it.
Like I said, you'll be launching the book tomorrow at 11 o'clock sharp at Frankston Library. Have you got any other avenues? Are you likely to hook up with some of the other libraries?
I would love to. Like, I haven't had any, this is the Frankston Library. I had to call the council in order to get that, you really have to work for yourself to get
Correct.
it out there.
Correct.
So I called the Frankston Council because I'm, reside in
Yes.
the Frankston area, Langwarrin. And, I had to, no one told me this is what you have to do to get your book out there. So, you basically, So it will be in the Frankston Library forecourt. I decided to make it outdoors, and they accepted that. They said it's the first time that anyone's, asked for, book to be launched outdoor of the library, outside the library on the forecourt. And I thought, I want to be one with nature.
Okay, good.
I want people to come from everywhere, and,
Good.
so, yeah.
Look, I just I admire your compassion, of course, and conviction in
you,
actually
Jerry.
getting it. The book, is it going to be also available in e-format? Like, will we be able online, and will we be able to also download it? And let's talk about the website and how do we get access to it and so forth.
Yeah, so you can always get access to Deep Within through just my name, fadya Alameddine.
Yes.
Or booko.com.
Yep.
Would also That's the way. I have got a website. Like, I'm still new. I'm, discovering new thing. I do have a website available, but it's still under work, so it's still in the process of. So with the funds being low at the moment, I'm trying to work on a few things.
I would love to see a documentary. Like, you can,
Wow.
yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. You can go in there and compile, a video,
Yeah.
and just put a picture on YouTube of some of these elements in there, and which will go into the book, because I just don't think people are aware, and part of getting your message across, it encompasses a lot of the social media. And like yourself, I talk to a lot of authors who struggle to say, none of the well-known agents and publishers want to hear me. And I go, well, why are you waiting for them like yourself? Do it yourself. So do all of the above, and I'm sure that you will.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jerry, for that insight. And I'll definitely take that on board. And I want to try to extend myself further and get it out there further. Yeah, absolutely, because it's about the message.
Absolutely. Now, look, can we just, if I may, what inspired you to write this story, and what's your target audience? Let's just have a work on that.
Yeah, sure. So I was a curious child, and
Yep.
I always wondered why I was different at school, being sent to a Catholic school. Why I was DRUZE, like, who am I? Why am I?
Yes.
And my inspiration to write stemmed from my curiosity and
Yes.
cultural background that is DRUZE. And wondering and asking my parents why, and they couldn't answer. They didn't even know themselves what DRUZE was.
Yes.
So I had to do my own research.
Oh.
And, it just stemmed from there. And, my target it is a young adult fiction novel.
Right.
But I aim to target young and old alike. Like, I don't really believe in a targeted audience.
Right. Oh, have I lost Fadya? No, I've got her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got me?
Now, Fadya, sorry, I thought I lost you for a minute. Now, you mentioned DRUZE. Let me just spell it, D-R-U-Z-E, right?
That's correct.
So I had to go, honestly, and I did the same thing. I went to Wikipedia, and just wanted to know what it actually says and what videos are out there. And I looked at the recent videos about DRUZE, D-R-U-Z-E, and who they are and all that.
Yeah.
And it really goes about originating in the Western Asia. It doesn't even sound like Western Asia is like, okay, Western Asia, is that like still Asia, or we're talking Middle East?
Yeah. Egypt. Well, the founder was an Egyptian ruler,
Right.
called Fatimid Khalifat, and he founded the DRUZE religion, and he was Egyptian and actually stemmed from Muslims. So originally, we were Muslim, but we branched out because
Yep.
we didn't believe in all, the beliefs of what the Muslims, fanatical Muslims believe.
But
if there are any.
that's interesting, because there's nothing there. Even on the Wikipedia, it doesn't mention about the founder. All it says, Jethro of Maiden is considered an ancestor of all people from Jewish mountain, who revere him
You
as.
have to delve further into, because I did Google it a lot to find my own information.
Yes.
Via an online,
So when
Wikipedia or via other,
so we're talking about an Egyptian there as. So is he a chief prophet, and what sort of are we talking about? Around when? 800 AD or roughly?
Yeah, so it was, the DRUZE religion was established in Cairo in
Yes.
1017.
1017, right?
So his name was Al-Hakim, Fatimid Khalifat.
Hakim.
And he founded it in the early 11th century.
Right.
Yeah.
11th
So
century.
we are a branch of Islam containing elements of Christianity,
Yes.
Judaism and Islam.
Yes, yes.
So, the DRUZE have amalgamated philosophies on mysticism, cosmology,
Yes.
Hinduism,
Yes.
Judaism, and Christianity. And it's interesting because it also has geometry elements of Pythagoreanism and Neoplatonism. So it's really fascinating religion.
And the other thing, I also it also got chapters of Plato, and Aristotle. And
That's right.
the Greek philosophers, great Greek philosophers, and there's more, of course, and they're playwrights, amazing stuff. So that's the Druze for our listeners. I hope you've listened to all of that, because to me, I haven't had the single ink about anything about the Druze, because when you actually listen to some of the videos, they talk about the Druze in the north in Israel. And Syria and most of it there, and I'm going, okay, but interesting. One of the videos, Fadya, of course, they talk about part of the religion is that they solidly believe in the state in which they live. So a Druze that's living in Israel absolutely 100% supports Israel. A Druze that lives in Syria or Egypt or Iraq or in Germany will follow the law, the land of the law, to the 10th degree. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's what I have research, and they do. They sort of, it says somewhere that if they're walking with a Christian, they become a Christian. If they're walking with a Muslim, they'll become a Muslim. So it's Hindu thought, like Greek thought with Hindu influences. So they're sort of like taking from every religion. They're embracing every culture.
Right, yeah.
And
that's
as you
lovely,
said, the
isn't
law
it?
of the land.
I mean,
Got me?
Fadya, it talks about, it's almost the start of the birth of interfaith kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, let's talk about the book. With the design of your book, Fadya, the book cover, please explain why you chose the pentagram star and a golden ratio image. Now, please,
absolutely. Yeah, so the Khams Hudud at the front of the front cover display is the Khams Hudud, meaning the 5-pointed star symbol.
Right.
It's the Druze symbol of our culture, and the golden ratio is also called golden mean, golden section, divine proportion, that embodies everything in nature, music, ancient geometry, and it's also got spiritual elements as well. But it's actually my interpretation, because in the Druze, they actually, what stands vertical is the green colour, which is the mind, but I've put the white colour, the point of the white colour on the top, with most Druze are like, no, it should be the green standpoint at the vertical top end of the star.
Right.
And my interpretation was I wanted it to be the white instead of green, which refers to the mind. So I'll go through. The green colour represents the mind, al-aql.
Yep.
Red is the soul, al-nafs.
Right.
Yellow, the word, al-kalima. Blue, sky and faith, al-sabih. And white is future and air. And ether, if you've heard of ether, which is like a scientific fact of air, phytoplankton.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my interpretation. So they can't say that I'm, blaspheming the Druze religion, or really I want to embrace our culture, the beauty of it, and the geometry of it all.
Wow. The 5 pillars of the Druze faith.
That's right.
Ah.
Well done. So it's 5555, like 1.618. It's every phytoplankton, 5 points. But it's all in my book, really. So it's quite fascinating, and even like I'm excited talking about it, because it's not the end to the Druze. Like I have just tapped very lightly. I wish I could have delved into it more so in the book. But the second book will definitely be a sequel. Yeah.
What's the message you want to share with the world about the novel Deep Within, in this particular novel?
Yeah, sure, Jerry. I love your questions. They're very good. The message I aim to share with the world is for all to tap into your souls and delve deeper into educating our children, for they are our future. On ecosystems, which includes all living things, plants, animals, organisms, non-living environments, weather, earth, sun, soil, climate, and atmosphere, which is ether. That, just to, be fascinated in science books. Let's take children to the library more often and just show, teach them about Carl Sagan and, Lawrence Krauss and all, the scientists of the world and, Richard Feynman and just get, tap into that with children and educate them more so with the passion with science. Not only about theology that we want to branch out into and looking after our planet.
It's a holistic approach.
Yes.
What is your the title? Why is your title called Deep Within? And it continues. The nectar of the gods rests the Jewish faith. It's like it's saying, especially the narrative. Yes.
So your question, deep within is into being, looking internally at thyself.
Right.
And nectar is the honey of the gods.
Yep.
Rest, I didn't want to write lies, the DRUZE page, because I feel like people say lies, so I put rest. It rests the DRUZE space, and nectar being the honey, which is sweet and good for you, the nutrients, and the drink of the gods. In Greek and Roman mythology, it means honey and bees, and rest the DRUZE space, spirituality and nutrients and goodness.
Do you have on the internet looking up
Yes.
just very briefly and shallowly, and I do apologise on that. The DRUZE faith in Melbourne, there is a community, and
Yes.
so would you say there's 3,000 in Melbourne and 4,000, 5,000 in New South Wales? Are they the numbers roughly?
Yeah, there are. Like, there's majority, like the DRUZE community, they all got together for the big DRUZE weekend.
Right. And when was that?
Yeah, that was in Malvern, in Malvern like a community centre there,
Right.
where they all got together, and now they're holding the big DRUZE weekend,
Right.
which is amazing because they all get together, and there's from Brisbane and Adelaide and Sydney and Melbourne, there's all youth and uniting them together to understand more about the DRUZE religion. And I did have a speech there about my book, and I had a brief book launch about that yesterday, which was really good, and I sold it roughly 21 books. Which is good. It's a start.
Hang on, I'll clap for you. Yay.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
Well done. And when I do my radio program, I used to have few listeners, family, and family, and no one else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But at the end of the day, that never worried me, or the feedback, or the who's listening and not who's listening. What would you like, Fadya? What would you like the readers to take with them after reading a novel?
Yeah, I want people and adults, to read and understand this message, to engage the heart and love, compassion towards all of humanity, to preach compassion always, so that all the colours merge as one, all the colours on the pentagram star all merge, and the only religion that humans must share, connecting consciousness, is to preach compassion always and to love one another and our earth and our environment and Mother Nature and the ecosystem, mutually supportive progression, and educating our children, igniting their curiosity, particularly on science and the environment, and, to find out about how Carl Sagan was, environmentalist and a scientist, and he really cared for the earth.
Wow.
So, I want to enhance through books for children, just to ignite that. And that's the reason that Deep Within, the Nectar of the Gods, Residual Space, is about the message. It's really not about theology or, trying to break away from religion.
Why do we always automatically, if we don't know, if we don't understand, we've got this always, the first task is to, sit back and go, oh, it's a religious thing. But
exactly. And it's a fear factor as well, because
yes.
they're like, oh, we don't, as well, which we have to take away that fear factor and just, and try to look at something. It may not look right to you, but then delve deeper into it so that you can, as you said, the understanding, try to understand everybody that person might not look great from the outside, but delve deeper into their soul and you'll say, wow, this person is such a beautiful person. Why did I judge them? you know, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but really,
Human
it does
nature.
happen, and it's a sad thing
You know,
in the world today.
Fadya, you've been an example and an extraordinary person within the Druze family. Of course,
Thank you, Jerry.
That makes a difference.
Right back at you.
I have to tell you, and that's been sincere, Australian born, and then finding, and we all go through those stages where we want to find our the connections, the understanding, the reason behind the behaviour, and all of those wonderful things that actually encapsulates who we are as an individual. And your directive, your inner directive tells you keep going. And
inner will, like it's an inner sort of a will that says, hey, you've got to get this message out there to the world. I know many people have, you know, are trying, and there's successful people, inspirational people out there, but, you know, I haven't had it easy, and everyone's suffering. Everyone goes through pain and suffering, and it's up to you. It's the choice you make, how you want to, you know, would you want to become a lotus flower? I mean, even the beauty of Thich Nhat Hanh inspired me, a peace activist, Buddhist monk, Thich Nhat Hanh. I can't emphasize him enough, that, you know, beauty and that, you know, embrace suffering, embrace it, and work with it.
Well done. I do sincerely want to thank you for giving us your valuable time.
Thank
are
you,
an
Jerry.
inspiration.
Thank you for your valuable time, and Ahmed SOBH. You've been wonderful and a great support network for me. Middle Eastern Radio, couldn't thank you enough. And wow, I met a wonderful soul, Jerry. I hope to meet you in the future.
Thank you so much, and good night.
Thank you, Jerry.
That was the lovely Fadya. Fadya, of course, is launching her book tomorrow, 11 o'clock sharp at Frankston Library. We've had the Friday, the Saturday, and tomorrow being Sunday. So I think the weather's going to be kind. I think you owe it to yourself, your soul, just to say hello to Fadya, listen to some of her beautiful inspirations, and I think this 10 minutes that I've just had with her on air has got all my hair on my arms all standing up. So I do sincerely thank her, because even from Wikipedia, it doesn't do it justice. One, I didn't even know about the Al-Hakim at the turn of the century, 1017, 1100, when it actually was formulated and the birth of. I do want to say thank you so much to Muhammad and Ahmed and Middle East Radio for giving us this wonderful opportunity. I know it's in English, but I'm sure there's fantastic Arabic-speaking people that can pass the message, and get the opportunity to do the same thing as we did. So on that, I say good night, and thanks to Ahmed SOBH, of course, for giving me the time to have this wonderful opportunity with Fadya. And good night.
الشرق الأوسط، الإذاعة الأولى التي تبث 24 ساعة باللغة العربية.